Hello, everyone. I hope we are all doing amazingly well. We thank God for His grace and His mercies. So today, I want to share with you this recipe. So I call the beginning of this series the Age of Oats. The Age of Oats. So look at that beautiful, beautiful oats puff puff. Oats Bofrot or Oats Toogbei. Let me show you how I made this. So I'm starting this recipe with some yeast, okay? I'm going to put all the measurements and the ingredients in the description box. And I'm adding some lukewarm water or warm water, okay? So this is a bit warmer than you would usually use. The reason is I'm going to be adding some rolled oats, and that is going to cool the temperature down. So you have to bear that in mind. Otherwise, your yeast is not going to bloom, right? Okay. So I covered it for it to sit a little bit to make sure that the yeast is blooming before I added the other ingredients. I didn't want any disappointment. Okay. So I just added some oats flour, right? Gave it a little mix and then added my sugar, right? Sugar and salt. So you add that, you mix it, and then you come in with your nutmeg. Okay, so you can add all the dry ingredients and pour it in at once. You can do that. That would be much easier, but I didn't do that. I don't know why. Sometimes, So I've added some flour, and this is bread flour. I went with bread flour because we are adding oats, right? So we want the outcome to be perfect. We want to get a chewy, Bofrot, and they're very nice texture. So that's why I used bread flour or strong flour. That's how we call it in the UK. So I've added some evaporated milk and then 1 egg, okay, to mix it. So you want your mixture to start looking like this. You don't want it to be loose, right? Let it be thick, and then you add your water little by little to the correct consistency or the consistency you want. If you make it too loose, and then means you have to add flour and all that, and it's going to be cumbersome and basabi. So for just ease of getting it right, just add, a friend is saying, the water little by little or the liquid little by little. Yeah. So now I'm going in with my hands. I'm going to sort of beat it against the side of my mixing bowl, okay, so that just to activate the gluten a bit. I'm going to let it sit. I'm trying to see how, I'm going to just be dropping this because, I've added an external ingredient, which is the oats, right? So I'm just trying to bring out some healthiness in these things that we love, okay? So I've added the oats. The measurement, I had to work around with it, play around with it. These people don't let me do my voiceover. Did you hear the doorbell? Bing, bing. Anyway, so I let it sit for an hour, and look at how the yeast has worked nicely. It doubled in size. This was not a very big batch, okay? I didn't want any problems. When you're doing new things now, your family, because they've not tried it before, they don't want to eat. So I just did a little portion. So look at how it drops nicely. This was a really, really, really good recipe. It is really good, and if you want to add some healthiness or healthy eating in your local foods that we like, now please stay with me, okay? The Age of Oats is here. I'm adding oats to a lot of our delicacies, okay? Our recipes like meat pie, bread and all those things, cake, chips. I'm just bringing you a lot. So if you're new here, welcome, subscribe, and then stay tuned, right? So now I'm frying, and when I'm frying, I have my steak ready to be turning it, because sometimes, especially the first one, when it drops in, it doesn't want to come out because the oil may not be super hot, okay? We don't want it super hot. We want it hot enough so that it doesn't cook on the outside and the inside will be raw. So it should be on a medium low heat so that it fries it gently, nicely, and you get a perfect, Bofrot. So yeah, that is all. And one trick for your Bofrot to all stay, does not become stubborn. Make sure that you fill your wok or your frying pan, so that it can protect each other from turning. So this is our Bofrot done. Oats Bofrot. Amazing, delicious recipe. You will love this recipe if you are into healthy eating. You now eat it without bad conscience. Just say, conscience will be clear when you eat this. Thank you, everybody. Look at that. Very beautiful, amazing. The inside, the texture, it is chewy, nice, super. You won't even know there's oats inside, but it was great. All right. I thank you all for joining me today. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.